Hi everyone. So my name is Toluwalope Ajetunmobi, and I work as a technical writer, writer in Web3. I work with companies like Have, now Avara. I worked with Ledger. I worked with Nix. This is the centralized exchange. So basically, what I do is I write about Web3 content. I write about Web3 concepts in a simple and easy way to understand. So I usually write for beginners, for people that have little to no knowledge about blockchain. And my job is to make sure that they understand what these topics or concepts mean. So I'm waiting for my slide. For the slide. Okay, so let me just continue. So working as a writer, and most of I'm going to be speaking based on my experience as someone that have been trying to build their brands in the Web3 space. I'm going to share practical tips that have worked for me and what you can do, like what I wish someone has shared with me when I started writing in Web3 3 years ago. I am still waiting. Let me just. So, it's supposed to be a short talk. I'm going to cover like what you do as a Web3 writer, what you need to start, how to build your portfolio, and where you can start. And here I have that a Web3 writer is a professional that. Okay, I have that a Web3 writer is someone that writes about blockchain. That's a Web3 writer. Now, there are different types of Web3 writers. You can be a content manager, you can be a technical copywriter, you can do technical documentation. So it depends. As content writer work in the Web2 space, they also work like that in the Web3 space. And so, like I was saying, a Web3 writer is someone that writes about since the concept around, so you could decide that, oh, I want to talk about blockchain. Decide that, I just want to talk about NFTs. Okay, I just want to talk about crypto. I just want to talk about DeFi. So you pick a niche and you stick to it. That has worked for me. And what your role is, you want to break down the complex world of Web3 for people. So I have it here that you have a range of options as a Web3 writer. You could be a content writer, you could be a technical writer, a content manager, a content marketer, or a content strategist. Okay, so one of the questions I usually get about people starting out in web as writers, do you need coding skills to start? And you know, you don't actually need coding skills. It depends on what you want to do. While it is good for you to be technical, to know how to read these codes and know how to read codes and okay, so let me continue with the question. So I answered and said no, you don't actually need coding skills. Why it might be helpful for you if you are going to be like a technical writer to have coding skills, you don't actually need it to work. When I starting out, I didn't have coding skills, though I have like pretty technical backgrounds from academics, but I wasn't like working as a dev or anything, and I went straight to technical writing. And but it's helpful if you have like solid knowledge. Later on, I got some coding skills. You should be able to use GitHub. You should be able to use Markdown, of course. You can learn some SQL. You can know how to use Ethereum and Solidity. Well, okay, that. Okay, yes. So yeah. So these are like some of the coding skills I think you can start with as someone that wants to work as a technical writer in the Web3 space. For writing skills, of course, you need strong research skills because your job will be to explain this technical, complex concept to any level of readers. So you might have to do strong research. Sometimes you take weeks searching a particular project or a particular concept just because you need to understand it enough to explain to anybody. And you also need to be able to filter out the noise. You need to know which information are relevant and not relevant to your readers. And I added a tip here that ChatGPT is not very helpful when it comes to writing Web3. Like, maybe you can use them for definitions or lists, but they're not very helpful. ChatGPT is not very helpful when it comes to writing for beginners because it will keep giving you noise. And you need to be able to write well enough for anybody to read and understand. Now, how to get started? Okay, so the first thing you need to do is create your portfolio. That's first and most important thing to start. You want to, and you don't need a client to start creating your portfolio piece. Just pick a topic and write about it. And you don't even need like complex, you don't need a website, you don't need in fact, till now, till like some months ago, my portfolio was in a Google Docs. And I used that Google Docs to start working at Avi. I used it to get my job at Ledger. So you just use a Google Doc, fine, you're good to go. So I added like tools that you can use that would be helpful for you. So there's Google Docs, there's Notion. Notion is a very helpful place to start. You can build your portfolio. Now, I use Notion for my portfolio. You can build a portfolio. You can add a lot of things from Notion. GitHub and Gitbook, you should know how to use. If you are going to be working as a technical writer, you should be able to use GitHub and Gitbook, of course. And then to publish, you don't need to pay someone to design a website for you or spend months researching on how to create a website. Just like build your credibility, look for contests and write for them. Build your portfolio from that. You can use Akanoon. I actually started with Akanoon. I joined their contest. They usually run like blockchain writing contest, and you get paid sometimes. If you win the contest, you get a lot of money. You can get up to $1,000 for winning a contest. Medium, of course, Akanoon, Medium, T2. So T2 is a publishing site. It's a publishing site like Mirror, but it is on Lens. It's on Lens ecosystem. I don't know if anybody know about Lens protocol. Yes, so T2 is there. Sometimes they run contests, and you just get paid for basically participating in this contest. The last time you join a collective, like you join a territory, and then based on the reading hours you have, they divide the prize money amongst the writers. You also get paid for reading as well. So you can use Mirror. Mirror is very easy to use. It's just like Medium, except you publish on chain. So these are like 4 sites that I know that are very relevant and you can get easily started for building your credibility. You also want to build your socials. So you should be on LinkedIn and Twitter. She talked a lot about socials for Web3, and it is very valid. I don't use Twitter a lot. I am mostly on LinkedIn. So you want to regularly put out posts. Crypto Twitter, I don't really use Twitter. So you want to know and talk the lingo. And then you connect with, I actually advise you to stick with LinkedIn, but that's based on my personal experience. So you want to connect with relevant people on LinkedIn, and you want to just put yourself out there. So thank you for listening. And if you like this type of content, just follow me at LinkedIn. I regularly post helpful content like this on LinkedIn. Thank you. So anyone with questions? Questions? No? Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Please, a round of applause for